join into one, which should...
Wow. That's great. Let's wait and see the full video. Can't wait. Yeah, I like this man right here. I like this man. He inspires me a lot.
increase the airflow, and it will probably actually change the way the car sounds. Exhaust manifolds are on. We're hoping they're in the right position, but we'll find out when we put them on the car. This is where it's going to get a little bit sketchy.
A little bit sketchy. I'm waiting for that sketchy. Like you, man. I like you.
This seems the most logical way to lift this engine into the Lamborghini. It's the same way we did the Murcielago. Hoist it up into the two-post, and then push the Gallardo back to the engine and lower it down into it.
Wait. I think the engine is way too bigger than the frame. But you know, I trust this guy. I like this guy. I know he's gonna make it happen.
But it was insanely close. And the new manifold has made the engine even wider. So these bars here are stopping the engine going in because the manifold is much wider. So we're hoping if we take these brackets out, one, we'll be able to put them back in when the engine's in, and two, it'll actually help us to get the engine in. I think Lamborghini actually made this brace unboltable from the chassis for this exact reason. Otherwise it would be too tight fitting the engine into the bay. Hopefully I'm right.
So we've managed to get the strut brace out, but we've called in the professional.
Yes, the man. I like this guy too. You know what? Because he's here now. The engine is going in. Trust me. Hey, you guys.
I'll tell you whether they're a professional in a minute. Let's get it in! With the same technique, my dad and Matt were pushing back the Lamborghini towards the engine in hopes to lower it down into it. But this thing was insanely close.
It's proper close, isn't it?
So, is that thing gonna overheat because it's very, very close, and then maybe it's gonna damage the car? Am I wrong? Am I right? I don't know, but hey, I think that's dangerous. That's dangerous, man. But hey, let me just wait and see.
You're not so confident now.
I don't think Lamborghini could have squeezed any bigger engine into the back of this car. A V10 seems just enough. But after a little bit of manipulation, my dad and Matt managed to get the engine sat in the engine bay. It's finally coming back together now. It's in. At this point, it is hard not to stress because I'm going to plumb and wire everything in.
That's what I said. But you know, you're the man of your words. You know, you're the man of God. I should say.
And it's been such a long time since we've taken it out. I did take photos, but I seem to have taken photos of the bits that I didn't need to take photos of. So wiring's got to go in, coolant's got to go in, fuel's got to go in, oil's got to go in, everything.
Why? You know what I like the most about this guy? He surprises you, because I'm surprised now. Where all of those things are gonna fit, you know, where you gonna fit them? Hmm?
It's got to go in. And the state of it at the minute, I'm still unsure where these wires actually route, and if I route them the wrong way and have to redo it, I am going to be very annoyed. So I think I'm going to make sure the engine is fully bolted in, go with all the coolant lines, fuel lines, and wiring last. Even though I did wiring last to take it out. I don't know. I'm just going to try. First step, putting back in that little strut bar that I removed to get the engine in. Next step, making sure that the engine is secured to the frame. I'm just bolting up the gearbox mount here. Then I can lift the car up, go underneath it and start connecting the engine mounts to the bottom of the frame. There's 2 bolts on each one. And whilst I was under there, I might as well attach the big cable which connects to the starter motor from the battery at the front of the car. And then it's all the coolant lines, which run from the back of the car all the way to the front where the radiators are.
Is it a way?
And then the machine shop guys come back for some unfinished business. Somehow, I've got away with doing very, very minimum work up to now. And I'm still getting away with it because the lads from the machine shop are back. Now that we've got the engine in, we're going to start putting on the rear quarter. I've got a second-hand rear quarter, £1,200, but this is actually where Lamborghini join it from factory as well. So it's been cut off here. You would have seen that, where the lads cut it off. Now, we're attempting to get this one up. So, we're cleaning it all up, and then we've got to line it up and make sure it's all good. Oh yeah, there's the join there.
Hey, who's this guy now? I don't know him. Who's this? Or is he here to fit the frame? To make the frame perfect? I don't know. I'm just asking. Just let me know in the comment section if you know who's this guy.
And then we're going to join it inside the car here and fill it all up, make sure we can't see any joints. Firstly, we're going to make a plate which is going to sit underneath the join. This makes the join that little bit stronger and also gives something for the guys to weld onto. We're then going to use panel bond in all the places where the panel isn't welded to the car, trying to be as neat as possible. Then we're moving back to that little piece of metal which is going to sit underneath the join, which is now going to be plug welded to the side skirt, just like that.
Driving myself crazy.
Now it's time for the second-hand quarter panel to go on. We have to be 100% sure everything lines up before we put the...
Hey, you know the background song. I like it. Hey, who's the artist? Like, I like this background song. You guys, if you know who's the singer of the song, just let me know in the comment section below. I like everything about what I'm seeing right now, what I'm watching right now. I like everything, so you make sure you don't left me behind, you know.
First welding, we're clamping it down with some mold grip.
You make sure you don't left me behind. You don't get me left behind. Just update me with everything. Just tell me who's the singer of the song that is playing on the background right now.
And then we're going to double and triple check everywhere. We're then going to bolt in the door latch, which will help secure it to the car. We have to make sure it is spot on before a single weld gets put in, because if we put a weld in, we've committed. We're full committed. How are we looking?
The cat probably will
Come up a tiny bit, yeah. But I think, it says almost spot on, isn't it? If he's happy with the placement of the quarter, Bob can begin plug welding it to the car. Again, this is TIG welding, which takes a lot more skill than the MIG welding that I've been previously doing, as MIG welding isn't possible to do on an aluminium panel. Once the guys have done the welding, they can go over it, flatten down the welds, and disguise those joins, just like OEM.
What a nice job. Oh, these guys are professionals, yo.
And then to disguise the join in the panels, a little bit of body filler is required just to smooth over everything. Firstly, it's applied at the bottom where we've joined it inside the door shut, and then we've run it along everywhere where there's a join or a weld. Then it's just a case of flattening it all down. And whilst the guys were doing that, I even got the chance to weld myself. Attempted to repair a broken bracket on the charge cooler, which proved how hard this welding actually is. You've got to be so patient. It didn't look great, but I managed it.
Listen, try. Wow, at least you tried.
That's it. All the framework is now done. It's now up to us to bolt the whole thing back together and get this thing running. Let's start building this up.
What are we doing, Tony?
We're singing.
What are you singing?
I don't know. What was on the radio a minute ago? Not the radio. What do you young lads call it now?
Spotify.
What, the music box.
The music box. Hey, this guy is really old, yeah? Oh, this is Matt's father. Oh, Matt's father. Oh, I wonder, in his days, there was no such a thing called a speaker or what?
The music box.
Yeah, that music box, what Matt sends his music to. What's
Speaker.
that called? Is that all it is? Speaker?
Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, it's a it's a speaker. I knew it. I knew it. He won't relate. He won't relate because he's old.
Right. One of them then.
Whilst I was sending music to my speaker, my dad was removing the driver's seat. Then I'm in the engine bay, pushing through all the wiring for the engine into the cabin of the car. And there's a serious amount of wiring on this car. Remember, it's got aftermarket ECUs for the turbos.
Careful, because these are expensive seats.
So,
He just said, expensive seats, be careful because these are expensive seats. And then he dropped it. Wow! It's nice to watch this channel. It keeps me excited all the time.
all of these have relays plugged into them, and they all do different things. Starter motor, fuel pump, air pumps, fuel relays. We just got to figure out where they all went, and the key is my dad's phone right now.
There they are, there they are, there they are.
Oh!
Yay!
That's a great idea. You must learn from this. Anyone who's willing to unplug anything, you must take a picture first. Hey, I like this. I like this.
Luckily, my dad had took photos of where all these relays went. So it's just a case of copying that photo now.
Number one in.
I think this is the key for most things.
Yeah, we must admit, Dad got experience because imagine you unplug everything and then when it's time to put them back, you don't know where you took this. You know, this is such a very important thing. You know.
Taking apart a car. If you make sure you take as many photos as possible, you'll thank yourself later, because it definitely helped us out with this wiring. Just connecting up the last few final bits, and that is all the fuse board and relays all plugged in and ready to go inside the car. Now I can start working away at the engine bay. First thing I'm putting in is the expansion tank for the coolant. I've got to connect up the hoses which go to it, which are underneath, and some on top. Once the hoses are on, I can slide the expansion tank into place and bolt it all down. And whilst I was doing that, my dad's already connected up the fuel line. Oil, guys! This is the oil tank, and it holds all of the oil for the engine, rather than the engine holding the oil. We think it went, if we can remember, there, mate. Somewhere there.
I think the heat shield goes under.
Oh! He's smashed it, innit? Yes! This is a strut brace, and it strengthens the strut. We're replacing it because, look, mine's broken. This one, not broken. But it weighs absolutely nothing. It's actually called a H brace. Do you know why? We've been scammed.
That's got to be sent back then.
I bought it on eBay. Well, it was £96. Is it advertised as damaged? No.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Even if this guy approaches a disappointing situation or moment, he always laughs. That's what I like. You see, right now, I'm laughing as well, but it's not funny. It's not funny. I think it's not funny.
Second time lucky, I managed to pick up another H brace. Now we can concentrate on building the rest of the engine bay back together. Now this Gallardo has been completely stripped apart and put back together again. And if I sold it and someone found out about all of this, they may be a little shocked. But luckily, there's a little thing called car vertical which can prevent this happening to one of you guys. If you put a VIN or a registration plate number into car vertical, it'll bring up the full history of that car, showing you whether it's been involved in any accidents, whether the car's ever been exported, whether the car's ever had any mileage fraud, whether it's ever been stolen, or whether there's any outstanding finance. And if the car previously was in an accident, it will sometimes even show you.
Yeah, so guys, make sure if you wanna watch the whole video, make sure you like this one and subscribe to the channel. I know some of you guys don't have like enough time to watch the whole video, so that's why I won't like react into the whole video, because the whole video takes like 30 to something minutes. So yeah, so we're still on our road to see the full rebuild of this car after he smashed it. So I think the next video that I'm gonna post is the third one, where we're gonna see if the car is going to start or not. So thank you, peace out. If you enjoy everything here, let's get it here. We're gonna watch the next video together. All right, peace.